Inventory valuation. This is a video which is a continuation to my previous video where we have solved the same sum using the simple average method, and in this video I'm going to show you how we can solve the sum using the weighted average method. Now see, we've got some purchases and the issues given. We're going to use red color for recording all the purchases and blue for the issues so that it looks distinct and it's easy to understand. Now first we're going to start with the sum, but before that I would like to say about the basic format. It will be same as that of the LIFO and the FIFO method and also the simple average method. Only this unit cost that we have got in the place of the balance, you may or may not write it, you can omit it, it's up to you. It will not make any difference in the sum. Now see, we'll straight away move to the question. 2016 March, the date is 1st. We have a purchase of 100 units and for rupees 10 each. So we're going to record this here. Date 2016 March. This is common for all the entries. So we're writing it over here. And first, there has been 100 units. It's quantity 100. Unit cost is 10. So amount will be 100 into 10, that is 1000. There has been no issue on this date, so nothing to write here, leave it blank. And here the quantity has been 100 and amount will be 1000. As I told you, you can omit the unit cost part, it will not create any difference, so you can omit it, you may not write it at all. Next, we're done with March 1. We're going to move to March 2. See, there has been a further purchase of 200 units, this time for 10.2 units. So over here we are going to record March 2, and this time the units purchased are 200. So 200, and the unit price is 1.2. See, 10.2. So we're going to write it over here, 10.2. Now we're going to multiply 200 into 10.2 in order to find the amount. So 200 into 10.2, that is 2040. We're going to write it over here in the amount column, 2040. No issues on this date, so we're going to leave it blank. And here we are going to record 200 more units and amount column 2040. Unit price, you can leave it blank. Now we are going to move to the next date, that is now on 5th we have got an issue. So before we move to issue, we will first write down the balance. Okay, let's use a different color for balance, because first we have to see how much balance we are left with. 100 plus 200, right now we have 300 units, and 1000 plus 2000, that is 3040 is the amount that we have. Now we are going to proceed to the next date, that is March 5, and it has been an issue. So with blue color I'm writing issue of 250 units. So let's mark it over here, March 5, 250 units. There has been a purchase. There has been an issue, not purchase, so we will leave it blank. It's an issue, so we're going to write it under the issue column. See, this is the issue column, so quantity is 250. And now we have to find the unit cost. And what we are doing is a weighted average method. Now here comes the difference. That is, what is the major difference between weighted average and averages? In average method, we find out average, that is the sum of all the units by the total number of units. But over here, weightage will be given as per how much unit we are purchasing at what price. So units, the number of units will have weightage over here. So in order to find out the unit cost over here, we have to divide 3040, that is the total amount, by the quantity, and the balance amount, whatever we will be left with. So over here the balance amount will be divided by the balance quantity. So 3040, that is this, divided by 300. Let's do it. 3040 divided by 300, we get 10.133. So we'll take it as 10.13. 10.13. Always take it round to two decimal places for simplicity, and also because there are only two decimal places in rupee, because 1 rupee make 100 paisa makes 1 rupee. So that is the logic. Now 250 into 10.13, multiply 250 into 10.13, which amounts to 2532.5. So we'll take it as 2533, round figure. 2533. Once we have done it, now we're going to write the balance. See, we had 300 units, but 250 is gone from this 300. So right now what we are left with is 50. So we're going to write it over here, balance 50. And here there was 3040, and right now 2533 is gone from 3040. So subtract it. 3040 minus 2533. So 3040 minus 2533, that is 507. We're going to write it over here. 507. So we are done till here. That is March 5. Now we're going to move to March 7. There has been a purchase. So purchase 7, using red color for it. Purchase of 200 units, and this time for 10.50 unit cost. Let's record it. March 7, 200 units. March 7, there has been a purchase of 200 units. This is the purchase column, so we're going to write it over here. The unit price is still 10.50, that is 10.5. Now we're going to multiply 200 into 10.5. So 200 into 10.5, that is 2100. So we're going to write it over here. 2100 under the amount column in the receipt. After this, there has been no issue on this particular date, so we're going to leave it blank. And now whatever we had made purchases, we are going to record it here as well. So 200, and the amount is 2100. So 200 units, and the amount is 2100, which we are going to record over here. Now next, we will move to the next date, that is March 10. There has been a further purchase, so same color red we are using. 10th March purchase for 300 units, 10.80 this time, the unit prices. So we're going to record it, March 10, and this time we are purchasing 300 units for 10.8. So 300 units for 10.80, that is 10.8. We're going to find the amount by multiplying 300 into 10.8. 300 into 10.8, that is 3240. We're going to write it over here, 3240. The same we are going to record in the balance as well, no issues, so nothing to write here. This 300 we are going to write over here, and the amount, that was 3240, we are going to write it over here, 3240. Now we're going to move to the next dates. Okay, so next date we have got issue. Before we move to issues, we are going to first find out the balance. So let's find the balance. I'm writing the balances using this different color. See, this is 50 plus 200, that is 250, plus 300, that is 550. So my balance unit is 550. And then over here we've got three figures, 507, 2100, and 3240. We're going to add all of these to find the total amount. So let's do it. 507 plus 2100 plus 3240 plus 3240, that is 5847. So over here we are going to write 5847. Now we are going to move to the next date. We have got March 13, there has been an issue. So March 13, there has been an issue of 200 units. March 13, issue of 200 units. So no purchases, only issue of 200 units. Now we are going to write the unit price. Unit price will be the same formula, that is this amount, the total amount in the balance section divided by the total unit in the balance section, that is 5847 divided by 550. So 5847 divided by 550, that is 10.6309. So we'll take it as 10.63, round to two decimal places only. 10.63. Now we're going to multiply 200 by 10.63. So 200 into 10.63, we get 2126. We're going to write it over here in the amount column, 2126. So we're done with the issues as well. Now the balance. See over here, we had 550, but right now we do not have 550 anymore. Now 200 is gone from this 550. So we are left with only 350. We're going to write 350 in the balance section. And amount, we had 5847, now 32126 gone. So 5847 minus 2126. So 5847 minus 2126, that amounts to 3721. So we're going to write it over here. The balance we are left with 3721. Now we're going to move to the next. There has been a further issue on 18th for 200 units. So on 18th, we have got a further issue for 200 units. So nothing on the purchase section, only further issue 200. There has been no purchases before this. So over here also this 10.63 will remain the same, 10.63, until and unless there is any more purchase. The weighted average will not change because the amount over here will not change. That is why. Rather it will change proportionately. So it will remain 10.63. Now 10.63 into 200 amounts to 2126. We were left previously with 350 units and 3721. So if we divide 3721 by 350, let's see what we get. 3721 divided by 350, 10.63. The same number. Why? Because it had changed proportionately at the same rate, that is why. So right now what we are going to do is, see, 200 gone from this 350. So 350 minus 200. Now we are left with only 150 units. So we will write in the balance section, we are left with 150 units. And amount, we had 3721, from here 2126 gone. So subtract 2126 from 3721. 3721 minus 2126, that is 1595. So 1595, we are going to record it here. 1595. We are done with March 18. Now March 20, there has been a purchase of 100 units for 11 rupees. So 20, 100 units, unit cost 11. So 11 into 100, 1100. No issues on this date. We are going to add this to our balance, that is 100 and 1100. 100 and 1100. Now we're going to write the balance. Balance is we had 150, now 100, so total 250 units. And over here 1595 plus 1100. So this will be 2 will be 2695. So we're done with it. Now we're going to move to the next date, the last date, that is March 25. There has been an issue. So March 25 issue for 150 units. 25 150 units, no purchases. In the issue column we're going to write 150. Now again we have to find the unit cost, that is 2695 divided by 250. 2695 divided by 250, that is 10.78. So 10.78, multiply 10.78 into 150, get 1617. Write it here, 1617. Now we're going to write the balance. Balance will be simple. 150 gone from 250, so we are left with only 100 units. And here in the amount, we had 2695, now left with 1617 gone from there. So 2695 minus 1617. So 2695 minus 1617, that is 1078. 1078. So this is it. We have to show the workings. The basic working is simple. Over here, when we are first finding out the issue, over here, this unit, we are basically dividing 3040 by 300. So this is 3040 divided by 300. So we got this. Again over here, when we found out 10.63, it is 5847 divided by 550. 5847 divided by 550. That is how we have got 10.63. Similarly, for the next number, it is 3721 divided by 350. So 3721 divided by 350. That is how we have got 10.63. Round figures, both the same. Next, again for this 10.78, actually it is this number 2695 divided by 250. So 2695 divided by 250. That is how we've got 10.78. So basically these are the simple ways of calculation. This is how we find out inventory valuation, or we value inventory using the weighted average method. The weightages are given, or the importance is given to the number of units that we have purchased in each price level.